Now I've pinned in my lining, and this is what it looks like, and we're going to go to the machine now. So just make sure your zipper is open and place the handbag on the machine like this. You may have to work it around a bit to get it in the right place. And remember, when you're going around, you're going through a lot of thicknesses, so you want to go slowly and carefully. Make sure you don't break any needles. I'm going to start right here. It doesn't really matter where you start. And I'll remove that first pin. And then very slowly and carefully, we'll always start with a little backing up stitch to knot it. I don't want to close up this pocket, so I'm just kind of pulling it away. I'm going to follow just underneath the waistband. You want to check occasionally that your lining hasn't gotten caught up underneath. So you want to check frequently to make sure that it hasn't folded over or gotten caught up, that it's laying nice and flat. I'm going slowly. Now when you come to a belt loop, you can either choose to sew over it, and that would make it a little bit smaller. So if you plan on putting a belt into your handbag, then you may not want to sew over it. So you can sew right up to it and do a little backup stitch for reinforcement and just kind of hop over it and continue sewing without catching the belt loop in your stitches, and continue on. When you come to the fly section, you really can't sew through that. You've got zipper here and too much bulkiness. So really you just need to come up to it as close as possible. And again, reinforce some stitches and hop right over it. It's not going to matter that the lining is not sewn in that 1-inch section. It's really not a problem. And there's a lot of thickness here, so you just have to kind of wiggle the machine onto it and then continue. Again, you can either hop over the belt loops or you can sew right over them. It's your choice. If you plan on putting a belt into your purse, then you might want to hop over those belt loops. And when you start, you always want to do some back and forth stitching to knot it and reinforce it, make sure it's strong. And just kind of pull the bag around, always checking, put your hand inside and always check that it's flat and you're not catching the lining in any strange way. Okay, so there's our finished bag with the zippered lining. And I'll show you another one. Here's one that we added a recycled belt, so you can put a belt on there if you want to cinch it up a little bit more, you can do that. This one also, I've left the tag in there. This is a nice loop that you can hook on keys or anything else with a clip. When you open the lining, I've sewn in some old pockets into the lining. And you do that before you sew the lining together. You can add pockets or anything else on the inside. So there's two great recycled jean handbags.